All right, folks, welcome to the Gritty Podcast. I'm Brian Call, and today I am going to talk about the food that I am taking with me on my bear hunt that I'm leaving on in a few days. So I've been on carnivore diet for probably for about 18 months, little over a year and a half. Digestion is killer. My snack, I rarely snack. I just eat a few meals a day, a couple meals a day, and I'm good to go. Typically what I eat in a day, I'll tell you: eggs, bacon, lots of butter, a steak, burger, just red meat, bear meat, canned bear meat. I'll eat, a little bit of sometimes fish or prawns. I typically stick, though, heavily with beef. And I'll have cream, like heavy whipping cream, heavy cream, probably a cup of cream every other day. Dairy does just fine. I would classify my diet currently as more animal-based than strict carnivore. But basically, if it comes from an animal, I'll probably eat it. If it doesn't, I never eat it. I have a touch of, it's after a year of carnivore, I introduced berries, and I have a few strawberries, blackberries, probably every day, probably, half a cup or a cup here and there with a bowl of cream or ice cream that I make. That's all natural. I'm going to go over that right now, and that's pretty much what I'm taking with me on my on this hunt. Okay. Starting with breakfast, I've got 4 eggs, basically a third cube of butter, and 2 thick slices of bacon. That's my breakfast. It's just a scramble. I cooked it up in the pan. I threw the bacon all on the Traeger grill all at once, pulled it off, chopped it up into pieces. I mixed the bacon and the eggs together, chopped up so it hydrates real well. Scrambled like 80 eggs all at once. Mix it all together, threw it on trays, put it in my Harvest Right freeze dryer. It's got 5 shelves, threw them all in there. Boom, done. I think I got like 15 meals out of that or something. I don't remember. Yeah, about 15, I think. 3 per tray, 5 trays, 15 meals. And that's about 4 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, and a third cube of butter every morning for breakfast. I love it. It's salted to my taste. I love the bacon, the eggs, never get tired of it. So easy to make, simple. Hey folks, pardon the interruption, but I've got to tell you about this new Tricer RP bipod for your rifle. This thing is incredible. It's going to take the market by storm. You're going to want one. Everyone will. It's like no other bipod on the market. It's been designed to do everything in one bipod, which is generally not what we have available to us on the market today. Use the code GRITTY over at Tricer and you will save. Whether you're shooting from a prone or sitting position, this bipod adapts seamlessly to every field environment. You're going to get rock solid stability when it matters most. This bipod includes everything for $2.99. You've got the long legs, the short legs, you got spikes, you got rubber feet, Arca Swiss, Picatinny compatible, plus a swivel stud to Picatinny adapter, giving you unmatched flexibility for any hunting scenario. Bottom line, this is the last bipod you'll ever need. Use the code GRITTY over at Tricer.com. You'll get a discount and you'll get the last bipod you'll ever need. All right, let's get back to the show. I also have berries and cream. One of my favorite meals before I did carnivore was I really like that, like Peak Refuel granola, strawberries and cream granola. But it's granola and it's sugary and super sweet, and it would kind of make my hands swell a little bit. Insulin, all kinds of issues going with that sugary breakfast. But I wanted something that's similar, like delicious wise, but not necessarily, but something animal based. Well, I started making carnivore ice cream quite a while ago. And what that is, the recipe is simple. It is, I'll throw it up here. It's 2 cups of cream, It is 4 egg yolks, a quarter teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon or 2 teaspoons of vanilla, depending on how much vanilla flavoring you want. And 2 tablespoons of honey is typically what I do, like raw natural honey from this local area. There's a lot of benefits, I think, to honey. And I think it's actually fine for carnivore to eat honey and in my case, I'll have like 3 or 4 strawberries or something with the ice cream. And that's the mixture, the base. You could add some instant coffee to it if you want a coffee flavored ice cream. You can throw berries in it if you want. I don't like to, but I take that little base, that mix, the egg yolks and cream basically is what it is. And I throw that into a Cuisinart ice cream maker. It's the frozen bowl you throw in the freezer. I freeze that. I mix that up. I pull that out, and I have ice cream every day or every other day. So that's also what I consume on the daily. And then I usually have a ribeye, like a large ribeye, a pound or 1.3 pounds of beef, maybe a big New York strip. I actually prefer New York strip. The more I do carnivore, the more I like it a little leaner and less fat. Perhaps I'm getting plenty of fat satiation from other things. When I do eat like a lot of brisket or pulled pork or high fat, like pork belly or something like that, I tend to not digest it as well when there's too much fat. So I got ox bile, digestive capsules. You can buy those like on Amazon or somewhere. I'll throw those in and I'll have like 1 or 2 capsules a day when I'm eating like high fat brisket or something, and I digest it right up. I just don't do very well if I don't have some of that to go with it. It's a lot of fat, and especially if it's pork based, but even brisket, I have a hard time. Like I might get diarrhea from eating so much fat. But with the ox bile, it just digests it right up, breaks it down. I just don't think I create enough bile and stomach acid. Brad and Lampers and even Liv's others have not had this problem, but everybody's a little different. I just don't think I have the acidic things I need to do that. So a little bit of capsule and I am dialed in. That said, I'm produce far more bile and I'm much more efficient at digesting fat than I was the first 3 to 6 months on carnivore. So that is a typical day. Like I said, eggs, bacon, butter, some ice cream, steak, maybe some burgers and cheese, some of that. I'll throw a little dairy and cheese on top of a lot of the meats I eat. That's typical. So on this trip, I was like, I want to bring the same thing. So I made the egg scramble, like I told you, and then I made ice cream. Same ice cream I normally make. I put it into the silicone trays using the freeze dryer, and I freeze dried those little ice cream cubes, and I got myself a bunch of ice cream, which is great because ice cream is high calorie and weighs nothing. It's basically egg yolk and cream, heavy cream. So I got that. And then I also did the berries and cream. And for this, I basically took my ice cream base, which is 2 cups of cream and 4 egg yolks per batch. And that's 2 servings typically for me. And that's about a cup of cream is like 800 calories. You add a couple egg yolks, a little bit of this and that, and you're about 1,100 calories per serving with the berries and other things and kind of the honey and everything else I have in there. So that's pretty good. I mean, you're about 1,100 calories per berries and cream meal, but it's highly palatable and easy to digest. So what I did is I want that granola flavor though. I kind of want like a little bit of crunch, a little bit of something to go with the cream and berries. And so what I did is I made my ice cream base, which is the cream and the egg yolks, the teaspoon of vanilla, the dash of salt, a little bit. No honey, actually. I didn't add honey into this. Didn't need to. And I mixed up that cream, and I poured that into the silicone trays. And then I grabbed frozen strawberries and some raspberry, blackberry medley or whatever mixture, and I put that all into the freeze dryer, and I freeze dried the cream and the berries. Like I said, it's about it ends up being about 1 cup of cream and 2 egg yolks in every serving that I've created in my Harvest Right Mylar bags, and a cup of berries. And then on top of that, my daughter has been on Carnivore for 8-9 months. She's doing great on Carnivore. She loves it. And she is a crepe eating animal. She eats these Carnivore crepes, and they're great. They're so good. The recipe for the Carnivore crepes is this is what it's made of. Okay, it's 6 eggs, a half a cube or 4 tablespoons of melted butter, a half brick or basically 4 ounces of cream cheese, softened so it can blend well, honey and vanilla to taste if you want it. You don't have to add it. Beef gelatin is added as well because it helps hold the mixture together, and it makes the crepes easier to flip when you cook them in a little pan. You just blend the ingredients together, pour the mix over your pan until you get the size that you want. She usually tries to flip them when their little bubbles start to show up through it, and then it makes 7 to 12 depending on how big you make them. Okay. So I hustled her to make me 40 crepes for this trip. That's 4 per day on a 10-day trip. So now I took those crepes after she made them for me, and I rolled them up so they look kind of like a little Italian cannoli. Like they're just rolled up, and I put them on, and you can see if you're watching this video, I'll throw some pictures up and video of those. I rolled them up, put them on trays, and I put them in the freeze dryer, and I freeze dried 40 crepes. Got those crepes out now. I mean, it's so good, guys. At least I think so. You take your cream, you add a little bit of water, cold water to it, and you sort of rehydrate those strawberries and the cream and the yolks and all that kind of together. And you mix it up, and you got this berries and cream mixture that's high fat, delicious. Same as my ice cream, basically. It's like melted ice cream with berries. It's the same sort of ice cream mix I make. Then you take those crunchy crepes that are mostly egg, mind you, but the texture is like a cookie. And you break those crepes up on top, and you have this crunchy granola crepey, like, you know what it tastes like? The crepes are almost identical. I'm telling you, almost identical to what a waffle cone tastes like a less sugary version of a waffle cone. In fact, if you rolled these up and freeze dried them into a cup, you would have like a cone to eat ice cream out of. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try that down the road, and it would be all animal based, but you think you're eating a waffle cone. I mean, it is money. Okay. So anyway, that's sort of my meals. That's the scramble, and the crepe and berries and cream is a big part of what I eat each day. The third thing that I brought with me is I went to the grocery store. I was getting a thin slice New York strip, just thin slice it, ton of it, and then I was gonna throw it on the Traeger, grill it up, and then I was gonna slice it again into even smaller pieces after it was done being grilled, and then I was gonna throw it in the freeze dryer and really try to freeze dry basically a steak, and then see if I could rehydrate it with hot water and then eat it and have it be delicious. Then I got to thinking, I was a missionary in Japan for a couple of years, and they do shabu shabu or sukiyaki or things like that, where they thin slice those loin cuts of beef, and they already have done it so paper thin. And I was like, I could do that. So I ran to Costco and I bought some shabu shabu steak strips, just thinly sliced, a loin, brought that home, and I salted it on a tray, took it out to the Traeger. I threw it all onto the Traeger at like 380, 400 degrees, I don't know, and I just let it cook for 5 minutes or so, flipped it over, each slice, cooked another 5 minutes or so to taste. Then I pulled them off, and then I took those and I divided them into servings, and I chopped them into little fine pieces. And then I threw each of those into the Traeger grill. And if you're watching this, you're going to see it on the video. No, not the Traeger grill. I threw it into the Harvest-Right. Sorry. I took those, I put those, all that finely chopped to steak, basically, into the Harvest-Right, and I freeze-dried all that meat. I'm telling you, that meat tastes like, if you just drizzled teriyaki sauce on it on a bed of rice, it'd be something you're getting at some fancy Japanese, bento bowl place. I mean, it's like melts in your mouth. So I took that meat, I freeze-dried it, and it's in a bag now. And first of all, I was just crunching the meat just the way it is without adding any water. And I'm like, I could totally just eat this cold or without rehydrating. But if you take some scalding hot water and you just dump a little bit in there and you hydrate that, it is like steak in a bag. I mean, it's got all the fats and the salt and the texture. It rehydrates quite well, shockingly well. It's so good. So now I've got a pound of steak that I'm eating, a little over a pound of steak that I eat every day. In the end, those are my meals, basically. 3 freeze-dried items in the Harvest-Right. I got the scramble, berries, cream crepes, and the steak. Pretty much my daily diet anyway when I'm at home. It's lighter. It's like 1.6 pounds a day instead of what I used to bring, which is like 2.5 pounds a day. I know I'm going to thrive on it because that's about the same amount of food I eat every day and what I eat when I'm at home. Nothing really changed. So I'm actually pretty stoked on that. I added 3 cheeses per day, which is like a little square Tillamook and a Baby Bell. And I might throw those on my eggs. I might just eat them plain, but I love cheese and it's perfect for the backcountry. It's a nice quick snack. So I got the cheese. I might even throw that in my steak and get like a Philly cheesesteak kind of thing going on. You throw in, I got a couple of white cheeses. I'll probably throw that in and it will be like a Philly cheesesteak. In fact, the meat is like a Philly cheese steak kind of meat. So it's like that without the sandwich, without the bread. And I'm telling you, man, it's good. So I got the 3 cheeses. The other thing that I added in there is about an ounce, 1.2 ounces of jerky per day. It's just, beef jerky. The total ends up being in calories per day, my guess is right around 3,750 calories or 3,720 calories a day. And it's rare that I eat 4,000 calories in a day. Often on a backcountry hunt, I'm right around 3,000, 3,500 calories in a day, especially if it's densely nutritious calories. I actually suspect I probably won't eat I probably brought more food, a lot more food than I'm actually going to eat. But I decided to go, it's already lighter than my normal food system. So it's already lighter weight. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it with me extra. And if I don't eat it, that's fine. I'll just bring it home with me. If I do need it, I certainly won't need more than that. This carnivore diet system is so densely nutritious. And the body thrives on it so well. Anybody who tells you, basically, by the way, I've seen some people, and to each their own, but I've been doing this long enough. The idea that I need carbs or I bonk is just, it's not true. I don't. But it did take me a long time to get here. Like I said, it's like 18 months plus that I've been doing carnivore strictly, never eating sugar or carbs or other than, like I said, a tablespoon of honey and a few berries, which I just don't think affects you the way grains and higher carb diet like pizzas and stuff do, granolas. So I suspect I don't snack. I don't need the need for stacks is just not what it used to be. Often I'll wake up, I'll go exercise, and I'll go hard. I'll go 5-7 mile run, come back, do 100 burpees, a whole CrossFit workout, and get back to work. And I don't even need to eat like right away. I don't feel the shakiness or anything like that. Body's efficient. So you don't need all this stuff. I've seen people say, hey, I do carnivore at home, but when I go to the backcountry, I switch to this, and I just have to. No, you don't. And I'm going to go do this grizzly bear hunt. When I get back, I'll report how it all went. Admittedly, this is all new ground. I've toyed around with this carnivore, but never like strictly everything being animal based. But just because I've tested it at home with long hikes, runs, workouts, just daily living and what I eat, I don't see how it's going to shift very much in the backcountry, but we'll see. And I'll let you know when I get back. But I am pretty excited about these recipes, what I got going, how I brought this all together. In the end, the weight is 1.6 pounds a day in weight for basically 3750 in calories. So per day. So pretty legit. I'll let you know how it goes when I'm back. I'm bringing a lot of like electrolytes. One thing on the carnivore is I do eat a lot of salt. I like this electrolyte. I make my own. And when I make my own, I brought some of that with me. It's like 15 teaspoons of salt. It's I think it's 2 teaspoons of magnesium malate and then a teaspoon of potassium, or it's the other way around, 2 to 1 or 1 to 2. I don't remember, but it's basically the same mixture as this element, but I made it myself. You can kind of get online and find a recipe that's like that to your liking, but it's basically potassium, magnesium, and salt, sodium chloride. So, but then it doesn't have any flavor. So that's where I add some like pink plunder. Often I'll take my electrolyte mix that's homemade. It's pretty salty, magnesium and potassium. And then I'll add like a stick of Black Flag or Mountain Ops Ignite. I really like that pink lemonade as well. And then I'll do the element flavors because they do have a little bit of, I don't know if it's sweetened with stevia or what is in it. I forget. But it's stevia leaf extract. So it's got an artificial sweetener in it and stevia, and it's pretty tasty, some of these element salts. So I like to pack those. That's kind of my daily, I do consume quite a bit of salt. And I have some vices. I like my Mountain Ops Ignite, and I like my Black Flag energy drinks. They got a little caffeine, little nootropics, little this and that. It's it's probably better if I didn't have them, but man, do I like being juiced and jacked and ready to go and energized. So right now there's a 40% off at Black Flag if you use the code GRITTY. It's their anniversary sale. I'd check it out. They have the little stick packs coming. If they don't have them, they're going to have them very soon. But don't let that hold you back. Get a tub of, I love that pink plunder. Other people like that Savage Sunrise. There's like the blue raspberry flavor. I forget what they call it. Maybe Blue Tide or something. It's all kind of pirate themed. It's pretty cool, but use the code GRITTY over there and get yourself some. It's got a nice nootropics, caffeine kind of energy blend. It's a nice, even sort of sustained energy that you get. It's not like drinking a Monster. If you're drinking a Monster energy drink or Red Bull or any of that stuff, get rid of that and get this instead. It's less expensive per serving. It's better for you. I think it performs better on your body. You don't have all these nasty chemicals that you're putting in your body. It should be criminal what's in a Monster energy drink. So check out Black Flag. Use the code GRIDDY right now, and you're going to get 40% off. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this episode useful. Like I said, if you're listening to this, I'm going to try to throw those recipes up on the screen and let you kind of see what that looks like. So go watch the video on our YouTube channel and you'll see that. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Stay gritty.